Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. I'm on Dartmoor and I've just walked up from Newbridge on my way to Meltor, which is over there. This is a lovely section. I've walked up along the river, then up onto the moor, and down there the River Dart winds through one of the deeper sections. You can see Meltor, Sharp Tor in the distance, and right behind me here is Bench Tor. I'm standing on Dr. Blackall's Way, which is quite a nice easy track around H Tor here, and should take me easily over to Meltor. Okay, it's a lovely morning, so let's see what I can find. Well, made it to Meltor. Lovely vantage point across to Venford Reservoir and across to Riders Hill, which is the highest point in the southern moor. Lots of interest in these rocks, so I'm going to have a walk around and see what I can find. What I want to do is try and compose a shot with these interesting rocks and the moorland in the background. Well, I think I've found a composition I like. Got these rocks on the right hand side here, and that leads up the valley there to the reservoir. Not sure about some of this foreground here. You've got some rocks in the bottom corner here which I don't like. I may turn this into a portrait shot, and then I'll cut that out. Might move around slightly to the left a bit as well. The keen-eyed among you may have noticed I've got a different tripod. I've purchased a Benro Tortoise 34C. I was having trouble a couple of weeks ago trying to keep the camera still in the windy conditions, so I've gone for this carbon fibre tripod. Well, I'm hoping this will allow me to take some long exposures and give me that stability I need. So the portrait shot did work quite well, quite balanced, and I've got rid of that rock in the bottom right hand corner, and the rock in the foreground that's left does point into the image and up towards the reservoir. So not bad, but I also tried it as a square crop, this time with a little space on the right hand side around the rocks to make more of a feature of those, and they again pointing towards the reservoir. But in the end I quite like this close-up shot in landscape. For some reason it makes more of a feature of the reservoir and the bowl in the hills that it's in, almost mirroring or balancing with the rocks on the right. So this was my favourite of the three. So I then took the camera off the tripod and wandered around the rocks on Meltor, trying to find some other images. Lots of interesting shapes, and I'm sure if I spent more time there I'd have got lots of images. In the end I've ended up with this one standing right at the top of the tor, looking down towards the rocks, pointing into the distance. You've got the V shape of the rocks in the foreground, and then also a slight V shape in the hillside opposite. Works quite well. The next shot I'm going to show you, as you can see, I'm trying to take a photograph down the valley towards the sun, which was quite difficult. And as you can see from the image, the top left is quite blown out. I had to recover this in post-processing, but I do like the darkness of the image and the bright areas along the valley and the bright rock in the foreground. And then you can see in front of me I've got the river snaking around this bend from right to left. So I decided to try a pano handheld. I had 3 attempts at this, and also, if you can see, the light's changing very quickly. This is what I ended up with. I think if I process this again, I'd make it a little darker, make it a little bit more green, blue maybe, just add a little bit more drama. This one is maybe a little bit too warm for me, but this is a good attempt. Love to try this in the autumn with lots of fall colours. Well, I've just put the long lens on. You can see those sheep standing just on the edge above the river. There's got to be a shot there. And of course there was. But if only all his mates would have gone away so I could have got just a shot of one sheep and the river in the background, that would have been better. But still happy with this. Some lovely light. The blue of the river in the background. All blurred out. Really nice. I was getting a lot of use out of the new tripod. Definitely worth the price of a carbon stable tripod without the center column. And I might do a video about the tripod later on once I've had the chance to get some good use out of it. So I took a last shot of Meltor as I was about to leave. As you can see, I could see the wall coming in from the right and snaking along with the path towards the Tor, giving a great leading line. The clouds were good as well, just waiting for those to balance the image on the left hand side and leaving enough space at the top of the image, just clearing those. And again, the 2 trees on the right have a little separation as well. Always interested to see if you've got anything to eat. Hey? It's a good boy. Well, just before I moved on, I took some shots of the Tors that I could see from Meltor itself. Across the valley is Bench Tor, and this is just part of it that tumbles down the side of the valley. Really like this, the colours in the foreground leading up to the moorland. And then with my 350mm lens on, I've got this shot of Coomstone Tor, which is some distance away. You can see the lines in the foreground, which are the 2 leats that run along the moor. And I like how the stones are almost silhouetted against the background moorland. And lastly, looking over to Sharp Tor, I made this into a black and white image. Thought this made the clouds stand out more. I'm just walking back to the car, so I think I'm going to call it a day. You can still see Meltor and Sharp Tor in the background, so I've got a little way to go. So I'll put the longer lens on the camera, see if I can get any photographs of the wildlife on the way back. Anyway, thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, subscribe to the channel and give me a like. and I'll see you again next week. But for now, cheerio.